I wish I could take a magic pill, put on shorts, and go out and play the game of basketball today.
How does a boy rejected and cut from his high school team rise to become the man the world would call the undisputed greatest of all time? Because far before Michael Jordan was a 6-time NBA champion, long before his name launched the Air Jordan empire, a brand now worth billions, and even before he ascended to become the very first former NBA player to own a team, he was simply Michael, a fiercely determined kid from Wilmington, North Carolina, harboring a fire within him that no failure could ever extinguish. The world told him he wasn't supposed to make varsity. He wasn't meant to sink that championship-winning shot as a mere freshman at UNC. He certainly wasn't supposed to dominate the entire NBA from his very first rookie season, but he did all of that, and his ascent was only just beginning. He redefined the game of basketball. He revolutionized business. He forever altered global culture itself. So today, we plunge into the story of that relentless spirit, the unforgettable moments, and the monumental impact of the icon behind the number 23. This is the legend of Michael Jordan told like you have never heard it before. Michael Jeffrey Jordan first entered the world on February 17, 1963, in the heart of Brooklyn, New York. While he was still a child, his family relocated to Wilmington, seeking a foundation of stability and greater opportunity. His father, James Jordan, instilled in him the core values of structure, deep responsibility, and relentless hard work. Meanwhile, his mother, Dolores Jordan, nurtured his confidence and fueled his burning ambition. Together, they forged a home where the effort poured into a task was valued just as much as the victory. As the fourth of 5 children, Michael was raised in a fiercely competitive household. Here, winning was everything, and losing was a bitterness that was never easily swallowed, especially by him. In his early years, baseball was his one true passion, a love deeply influenced by the precious time spent with his father. Basketball was merely a secondary game, not yet the destiny that awaited him. But everything changed during his pivotal high school years at Emsley-Olaney High School. As a hopeful sophomore, Michael boldly tried out for the varsity basketball team, convinced that his raw talent would surely be enough. Instead, he was brutally cut, dismissed as too short and not yet developed. The sting of that rejection was a public humiliation that nearly broke him. He went home in tears, utterly defeated. But rather than surrender, Michael answered with an iron will. He committed himself to a grueling, relentless training regimen, practicing before school, long after school, and any time he could find a solitary empty gym. By the very next season, he had transformed, growing not just physically, but mentally, into a formidable presence. When he finally earned his spot on that varsity team, he didn't just stop there. He became its undeniable star player. By his junior and senior years, Michael was completely dominating the high school competition, capturing the focused attention of college recruiters nationwide. Yet even with this success, he was still not ranked as the number 1 prospect in his class. The shadow of doubt continued to follow him. In 1981, he accepted a scholarship to the prestigious University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill to play under the legendary coach Dean Smith. At UNC, Michael was forged in a system built on ironclad discipline and seamless teamwork, not on individual brilliance. This philosophy challenged his raw instincts, but it honed his strategic understanding of the game. And then came the defining moment of his young career. During the 1982 NCAA National Championship game, with mere seconds left on the clock, the entire weight of the season fell upon the shoulders of a freshman. Michael Jordan took the final fateful shot and sank it, securing the championship for North Carolina and heralding his arrival on the national stage. Yet even in that triumphant moment, the true legend was still just beginning to form. Michael Jordan's origin story was shaped not merely by talent, but by unwavering discipline, by devastating failure, and by a defiant refusal to accept any limitations. Being cut, being doubted, and being overlooked all became the very fuel for his fire not obstacles in his path. Long before the world ever chanted his name, Michael learned the art of persistence, and within that tenacity he forged the very foundation of his future greatness. When Michael Jordan finally entered the NBA in 1984, he didn't arrive as a savior, but as a prophecy. He was brilliant, utterly explosive, and completely untested on the world's biggest stage. Drafted third overall by the Chicago Bulls, he joined a franchise with almost no history and even lower expectations. Little did anyone know this explosive young guard was about to change the game of basketball forever. From his very first season, Jordan was a force of nature that was impossible to ignore. He played with blinding speed and a fearless, relentless intensity, drawing massive crowds everywhere he played, averaging over 28 points per game. He swiftly became the new face of the struggling Chicago Bulls. For him, scoring was effortless, but winning was a brutal challenge. The late 1980s became defined by a symphony of individual brilliance and agonizing team frustration. Jordan would deliver one spectacular performance after another, only to watch his season end time and again in the playoffs, usually at the brutal hands of the notorious Detroit Pistons. Their physically raw talent alone would not be enough, so Jordan responded by forging himself anew. He sculpted his body, adding pure muscle and honed every facet of his game to a razor's edge, finally embracing the mantle of a true leader. Under the legendary coach Phil Jackson and his triangle offense, Jordan discovered how to trust his teammates, all without sacrificing his ferocious competitive spirit. Slowly but surely, the Bulls started their ascent to greatness. Then, in the fateful year of 1991, the entire world shifted. Chicago finally vanquished the hated Pistons, storming into the National Basketball Association Finals, where Jordan seized his very first championship and was crowned the finals' most valuable player. This was the dawn of a true dynasty. From there, the Bulls were unstoppable. They went on to claim 3 consecutive titles, with Jordan cementing his status as the league's most overwhelming and dominant force. He wasn't just playing, he was rewriting the definition of excellence itself. But then, at the absolute zenith of his power, he simply vanished from the court. The year was 1993. Following the heartbreaking and tragic murder of his father, a shattered Jordan retired from the game of basketball. Searching for a new purpose and wanting to honor his father's deep love for baseball, he boldly pursued a professional career in the sport. For almost 2 long years, the league tried to move on without its brightest star, but the siren call of basketball never truly let him go. In 1995, Jordan announced his return with 2 simple, earth-shattering words, "I'm back." And while there was some initial rust, that inferno of competitive fire still burned as brightly as ever. By 1996, he led the Bulls to a then unheard-of 72-win season and claimed yet another championship. 2 more titles followed in 1997 and 1998, completing a legendary second three-peat and cementing one of the most incredible runs in all of sports history. When Jordan decided to step away again in 1998, he departed with a perfect record of 6 championships in 6 finals appearances and 6 finals most valuable player awards. His last championship farewell felt absolute. He was exhausted, victorious, and truly complete. And yet, Michael Jordan's story wasn't over. In 2001, he made another shocking return, this time with the Washington Wizards. While he was no longer the explosive athletic force of his youth, he still showcased brilliant flashes of his former greatness and a love for competition that had never faded. He continued to play until 2003, finally closing the book on his career after 15 remarkable seasons in the league. When Michael Jordan left the court for the very last time, he departed as something far more than just a champion. He was a global icon who had completely redefined what an athlete could achieve both on the court and far beyond it. His professional journey was never a flawless ascent. It was a relentless, grueling pursuit, forged by failure, reinvention, absolute dominance, and an unparalleled will to win. Now here's a curious question. How does a basketball superstar become a billionaire? Let us delve into how Michael Jordan accomplished exactly that. You see, Michael Jordan's basketball salary certainly made him a rich man, but it was his brilliant business vision that made him truly extraordinary. Over the course of 15 seasons in the league, he earned approximately $94 million from his player contracts alone. Back then, that figure was beyond impressive, but looking back, it was merely the starting line for his financial empire. The real game changer occurred in 1984, the year Jordan signed what was then considered a modest sneaker deal with Nike worth $2.5 million over 5 years. What happened next completely rewrote the history of sports marketing. The Air Jordan brand transformed into a sprawling global empire, generating billions upon billions in annual revenue. Jordan himself now earns an estimated $130 to $150 million each year from Nike alone. And over the course of his lifetime, that one single partnership has paid him a staggering $1.5 billion. And incredibly, that was just a single revenue stream. Jordan went on to secure major endorsement deals with iconic brands like Gatorade and Hanes, as well as McDonald's and Upper Deck. Every single one of these deals contributed tens of millions, solidifying his unmatched marketability long after his retirement from the sport. Unlike so many other athletes, his value never faded. Instead, it multiplied exponentially. Then, in 2010, Jordan took yet another historic step, becoming the majority owner of the Charlotte Hornets basketball team. He strategically purchased the controlling interest at a valuation of around $275 million. When he eventually sold his majority stake in 2023, the very same franchise was valued at an incredible $3 billion, turning his initial investment into one of the most wildly profitable ownership ventures in the history of professional sports. Today, Michael Jordan's personal net worth is estimated to be over $3 billion, making him widely acknowledged as the world's very first billionaire athlete. But Jordan's immense wealth is not merely about the numbers on a spreadsheet. It reflects the exact same mindset that defined his legendary career. It was built on calculated risks, relentlessly high standards, and a sheer obsession with winning at all costs. He never just relied on his fame. Instead, he constructed an empire that continues to expand and grow long after his final iconic shot swished through the net. Now, allow me to take you on a truly wild ride, because we are about to explore how Michael Jordan spends his fortune. And believe me, his personal garage is just as utterly legendary as his basketball career. His collection is a stunning blend of pure American muscle, sleek European exotics, and cutting-edge modern hypercars. Every single vehicle reflects a distinct era of his dominance on and off the court. One of his very earliest automotive passions was the Chevrolet Corvette. Back when he was just a rookie, Jordan proudly drove a 1984 Chevrolet Corvette C4, a car valued, now estimated at $11,000 a trophy, from his early endorsement deal with Chevrolet. But soon he upgraded to the legendary 1993 Chevrolet Corvette C4 ZR1 40th Anniversary Edition, originally priced around $70,000. It's now valued between $80,000 and $120,000, famously immortalized in The Last Dance. As his legend expanded, so did his hunger for European engineering. In 1992, Jordan acquired a Ferrari 512 Ti for roughly $212,000. That exact car, cloaked in black with the MAIRJ plate, has since become one of pop culture's most iconic Ferraris, with its current value soaring past $300,000 thanks to its legendary owner. Jordan also cultivated a profound passion for Porsche. He possessed a Porsche 930 Turbo Cabriolet, flat nose, acquired for about $100,000 in the late 1980s, and later a Porsche 911 Turbo S993, which cost nearly $150,000 brand new. Today, comparable Turbo S models can fetch $500,000 or even more on the collector's market. Of course, luxury and presence were paramount. His 1996 Mercedes-Benz S600 Lorenzer, uniquely customized and featured in The Last Dance, sold at auction for over $200,000, even after being part of a symbolic $23 sale connected to his jersey number. At the absolute summit of performance sits Jordan's hypercar collection. He commands a Bugatti Veyron Sang Noir, one of just 12 ever crafted, with a value of approximately $2.25 million. And in 2023, he welcomed a modern titan to his garage, the Hennessy Venom F5 Roadster. This 1,817 horsepower beast, priced between $3 million and $3.5 million, was personally delivered to him at his own private golf club. Michael Jordan's car collection has never been about mere excess for public display. It's about the very principles that defined his reign control rarity and the relentless pursuit of the absolute best available. From Corvettes to Ferraris to world-shattering hypercars, each machine represents a chapter in the epic story of Jordan. Speed is exhilarating, but true power is etched into an address. Michael Jordan's homes are a testament to the same mentality that forged his career: absolute privacy, total control, and an aura of undeniable prestige. Where his cars scream speed and power, his mansions whisper of pure dominance. They are quiet, deliberate, and built to stand the test of time. His most renowned property rises in Highland Park, Illinois. Acquired in the early 1990s, this custom-built palace became the very symbol of Jordan's Bulls dynasty. Encompassing a colossal 56,000 square feet, the mansion boasts 9 bedrooms, 15 bathrooms, an indoor basketball sanctum, a full gym, cigar, lounge, wine cellar, and a majestic circular driveway guarded by iron gates bearing the iconic number 23. Jordan is said to have invested close to $50 million into constructing and perfecting the home. After remaining on the market for over a decade, it was finally acquired in 2024 for around $14.9 million, a figure far beneath its initial asking price. Yet it remains one of the most legendary athlete homes ever conceived. While Chicago was the arena for Jordan's dominance, Florida became his sanctuary. In Jupiter, Florida, Jordan possesses an ultra-exclusive mansion near his private golf club, the Grove 23. This sprawling estate is estimated to be worth between $20 and $25 million, meticulously designed for complete and total seclusion. Tucked away behind imposing gates, enveloped by water and engineered for quiet opulence rather than public display, this residence perfectly mirrors Jordan's post-NBA existence. It is focused, intensely private, and utterly uncompromising in its comfort. Jordan also maintains a luxury condominium in Charlotte, North Carolina, which he purchased during his tenure as the majority owner of the Charlotte Hornets. Situated within a prestigious residential tower, the condo is valued at approximately $2.8 to $3 million, offering supreme convenience during the NBA season, without ever sacrificing his standard of exclusivity. Beyond these landmark properties, Jordan has strategically acquired and sold several other residences throughout the years, including estates in Utah and North Carolina, though he is famously selective, retaining only what perfectly aligns with his demanding lifestyle. So, when the garage doors seal and the grand mansion falls silent, Michael Jordan isn't winding down. That's precisely when his true lifestyle comes to the forefront. When Michael Jordan travels, the notion of flying commercial is unthinkable. He commands a custom Gulfstream G650ER valued between $70 and $78 million. The jet is adorned with a signature elephant print design inspired by his Air Jordan sneakers, featuring a bespoke paint job that cost over $500,000 alone. Its annual operating expenses consistently hover around $2 million. For a man like Jordan, flying isn't just about comfort. It is a story of absolute control. When land no longer suffices, his influence spills onto the seas, Jordan commands a fleet of personal yachts, led by the majestic 230-foot super yacht Joy acquired for an estimated $80 million. This vessel features a personal cinema, a luxurious spa, a fully equipped gym, and incredibly, a basketball court on its deck. Its weekly maintenance alone demands a sum of $800,000. He also possesses the Embrace, an even grander yacht valued around $115 million, with annual operating costs that climb toward $10 million. For him, golf is not a mere hobby, it's a personal kingdom. Jordan constructed his own supremely exclusive golf sanctuary, known as Grove 23, nestled in Florida. Its creation cost between $15 and $20 million, and entry is granted by personal invitation only. The initial fee is a staggering $250,000, with monthly dues of $20,000, and its roster is capped at fewer than 100 members. This makes it one of the most private courses on the entire planet. Then there are the finer details that broadcast his immense status. Jordan's collection of timepieces features exceedingly rare items from Richard Mille Rolex and Patek Philippe, as well as Audemars Piguet, with single watches valued from $100,000 to well over $500,000. These are not just accessories, they are trophies of precision engineering. And at last we examine the ritual. Michael Jordan is widely known for being a connoisseur of premium cigars, including the Partagas Lusitanias, the Cohiba Bahaike, and the Monte Cristo No. 2, and the renowned Arturo Fuente Opus X. A single cigar can range from $50 to over $1,000. For Jordan, these cigars represent celebration, not mere indulgence. As we approach the conclusion of this deep analysis, let us now turn our gaze toward his private life. Michael Jordan has consistently shielded his family from the public eye, even while his legendary basketball career unfolded. On the world's grandest stage, his first marriage was in 1989 to Juanita Vanoy, a former model he encountered, long before achieving his NBA superstardom. Their union endured throughout the zenith of his Chicago Bulls dynasty, and together they raised 3 children, Jeffrey, Marcus, and Jasmine. Following 17 years of marriage, the pair divorced in 2006, closing a significant chapter that coincided with Jordan's dominant dynasty years. After this divorce, Jordan maintained a profound privacy regarding his personal affairs until 2013, when he wed Yvette Prieto, a Cuban-American model, in an intimate ceremony held in Florida. Then in 2014, the couple welcomed twin daughters Victoria and Isabel, heralding a new era of fatherhood, one far away from the immense pressures of professional basketball. At present, Michael Jordan is still married to Yvette Prieto, living a life largely removed from public scrutiny when it concerns his family. While his athletic legend was forged in intensity and pure dominance, his journey through marriage reveals a story of personal growth, transition, and a life that exists beyond the court. But true greatness is seldom achieved without intense friction, and Michael Jordan's legendary ascent was certainly no exception. Beneath the championships and unforgettable moments, his career was forged under relentless scrutiny, a path defined as much by controversy as it was by utter dominance. From the very beginning, Jordan's fierce competitiveness attracted harsh criticism. His own teammates characterized him as incredibly demanding and unforgiving, frequently pushing them with scathing words and even public confrontations. For some, this was the mark of elite leadership. For others, it was simple intimidation. But one thing was never in doubt. Jordan prioritized victory above personal comfort, even if it meant straining vital relationships. Then the shadow of gambling emerged. Jordan candidly acknowledged his passion for betting on cards, on golf, on anything with a competitive edge. In the early 1990s, stories of massive losses, including bets in the 6-figure range, began to surface. This speculation reached its zenith after his sudden 1993 retirement, which occurred shortly after his father's tragic murder. While no evidence ever connected the gambling to that terrible tragedy, the rumors proliferated wildly. Jordan firmly denied any wrongdoing, and the NBA took no official action. Yet the story persisted, becoming one of the most enduring myths of his entire career. That very retirement became a firestorm of controversy itself. To walk away after 3 consecutive championships absolutely stunned the entire sports world. Some pointed to burnout, others whispered it was an escape from the immense pressure. His subsequent decision to pursue a career in professional baseball only amplified the criticism. Though admirable, his time in baseball was largely perceived as completely underwhelming, which reinforced the notion that even the great Jordan had his limits. Later on, controversy would follow him away from the basketball court. As an NBA owner and executive for the Charlotte Hornets, Jordan faced a new wave of criticism for questionable draft choices and the team's very limited success. For the very first time, victory was not his by default, which directly challenged the popular belief that athletic greatness easily translates into executive leadership. Even his pronounced public silence on social and political matters sparked heated debate. His infamous remark, "Republicans buy sneakers too." Even his iconic sneakers became a testament to his strategy, choosing to shield his empire over engaging in public battles, a choice that earned him both followers and fierce detractors. Yet through the swirling storm of opinion, Jordan never once yielded. He absorbed every critique, transforming the poison into fuel, because legends are not forged in the absence of scandal. They are defined by the heights they reach because of it. And this is the breathtaking reality of Michael Jordan's life. Private jets that pierce the clouds, colossal mansions that rewrite skylines, and super yachts that rule the seas. Jordan doesn't just live in success. He masterfully constructed a world only the absolute elite could ever inhabit. From billion-dollar deals to worldwide influence, his legacy proved one thing: true greatness is painstakingly built, never simply given. And here lies the lesson for you. If you desire a life that looks truly different, your effort must become extraordinary. You must invest the hours, bet everything on yourself, and continue leveling up your power long after everyone else has collapsed from exhaustion. If this story ignited a fire within you, smash that like button, subscribe, and stay with us, because the quest for greatness is an endless journey. Thank you for watching. Now go seize your own legendary destiny.